Good evening. Welcome to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. I'm Kristin Hartnett, Membership Manager at the Chamber of Commerce. And welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you. I am Stephanie Healy. I am the Marketing Manager with the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce.
We are
so glad to be here.
Thrilled to have you. Thank you. And Susette is taking the week off. Don't tell her secretary that so she can have some free time. But we love Susette, and being a co-host is such an honor and a privilege. She's been doing this show for over 20 years, and we're definitely grateful. It's a member benefit for you to participate at the Mystic Matters show. And speaking of member benefits,
yes, we have lots of them.
and we're here today to talk about the member benefits for the Mystic Chamber of Commerce. So we're going to start by talking a little bit about what is the Mystic Chamber of Commerce. So we're a nonprofit organization. Stephanie knows all this, so I'm just going to tell you guys. Nonprofit organization, and we are not controlled by the town. A lot of people think that we are like a town organization, but we are not. In fact, Mystic does not have a town. Mystic is not a town. Now, those of you that live here know this, but some people who do not live here do not know this. Groton is the town on one side of the river, and Stonington is the town on the other side of the river. And Mystic is a zip code and a region and a state of mind, as we say, in between.
It has so much to offer. It is a state of mind. You come here and you forget about everything else. There's so much to do.
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why we have a Chamber of Commerce that just does that small footprint, is because of the tourism element, that we have a welcome center, and we work real hard to make sure that our tourism partners get the representation that they need, that the legislation at the state in Hartford is kind, and if any of our tourism members have any issues, that is something that we like to focus on. So the Mystic Chamber of Commerce has been around for 82 years. So before my time, and those of
Way
you
before
that
mine.
are watching, you can see the different iterations of the chamber and the different locations of the chamber. People always say, oh, well, where are you located now? We're located at 62 Greenmanville Avenue, and that is Route 27.
Right in the heart of Mystic, right across from the seaport. We're centrally located. We're easy to get to.
It's a wonderful location. Now, Stephanie and I have both been there long enough to have moved from the Packer building, which is another historical building, over to this location. And yeah, we're so grateful. We get a ton of visitors that come in to the Welcome Center downstairs, and then our offices are upstairs. So we'll talk a little bit about the Welcome Center coming up. But we just have a small staff. It's myself and Stephanie, and is the marketing manager. I'm the membership manager. Carney is our events manager. Hi, Carney.
Hi, Cardi.
Peggy Roberts is our esteemed president, and this is Peggy's, she's done 2 years now. She's been the president for 2 years, and she's doing a great job leading us right into the future. So that's our staff, and we do have volunteers that work at the front desk that greet people when they come in. We have interns as well.
Awesome interns.
Awesome interns, yeah. Mostly awesome interns. They help us out with paperwork, help us out with computer work, and the volunteers help us out with events as well. Answering the phone can be a challenge, right, for some.
And they make our job a little bit easier.
They really do. They really do.
Lot.
It's such a relief when we're upstairs working, serving our members, to have people downstairs to field the many, many tourists that come in.
And they are, that becomes their focus too. So they're able to focus on them, and we're able to focus on what we do, and it's a win-win for everybody, especially the members that are being directed by those volunteers downstairs, directed to.
Right. We give referrals to our members, and we're a member-based organization. So because we are not a town organization, because we're a private nonprofit, we do have to get memberships. So that's where we get most of our money, is from memberships and sponsorships. We do have a foundation, which is a nonprofit organization that's separate from us. So it's the Mystic Chamber Foundation. And that particular branch of the Mystic Chamber can do things that the Mystic Chamber itself cannot do. Right now, the foundation.
Hashtag See Mystic.
Yes, hashtag SEA Mystic. Right now, the Mystic Chamber Foundation is working on the billboard project that Chris Regan introduced to the tourism community. So the Mystic Seaport Museum and the Aquarium and the Downtown Mystic Merchants and the Old Mystic Village have all collaborated to pool money to support a billboard project, which is going to be in New Haven and Fairfield. And that is a ton of money that's going for the advertising to advertise Mystic. We're so thrilled about this.
It's really going to bring more people to us that we're looking forward to serving, to saying hello to sending them out into the Mystic community to visit our members and have a great experience in Mystic. And I think that that is what it's all about here, right?
That is what it's all about. That's what we want to talk about too. Like, what is the mission of the Mystic Chamber? So we want to advocate for our business members. We create a business community because we have 3 separate towns per se. Some people don't live where they work, and so we like to put energy into that footprint and create a business community so that you feel like you know the businesses that are in these communities and you have a place to go when you need a business voice. We also work on educating the public, and we like to bridge community and business. So part of that we do with our events. So we'll start with what we actually do. Some people think we do all the events, like that we have on our calendar. We've got like 450, events. Can you imagine if we did, like, if we were doing cheese making from DPNC?
Well, you know how much I love cheese, so I don't think that would be a good idea, for me necessarily. But I mean, who doesn't love cheese?
I love cheese. Absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the events that the Mystic Chamber actually puts on?
Right, so we have a wide range of events that we offer, and many of them are considered really sort of event pillars of the community. We have the Mystic Outdoor Art Festival that runs in 2 days in August, the 10th and the 11th. Mm-hmm. And we have Santa Rise by Tugboat and the Lighted Boat Parade. We just finished up Mystic Restaurant Week that ran from March 4th through the 10th. We had over 20 restaurants participating, and that was a big hit. We have the Groton Holiday Kickoff, which is, this will be our 2nd year doing it, and we're hoping to introduce some even more fun and new aspects to that as we grow that particular event. We have Fit and Fab coming up March 30th. I'm sorry, not going in chronological order, but that is a great event that we spoke about last week with Susette and Jessica from Groton Parks and Rec. And then we cap off the year with our annual meeting and gala the first Thursday of December,
right,
which is where we bring all of our great members together, everybody that makes everything happen in the community, into one place, and we celebrate.
Yeah, so we're obviously busy with events. We also do the Fall Festival. Did you mention that?
Oh, the Fall Festival, one of my
Groton
favorites.
Fall Festival.
Groton Fall Fest.
So the Groton Business Association was formerly an association that worked with the Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and now the Mystic Chamber of Commerce has taken over the Groton Business Association. So it's a committee of people that are dedicated
Passionate
to
people.
Business in Groton. So we do networking events specifically focused on issues that are in Groton, and the Chamber of Commerce supports all that. So even if there are separate town of Groton planning and zoning issues or economic development, we work with them in order to focus on just those things. And
Part of that bridge we were talking about.
part of bridging, yes, the community and business. So those are our big events. And, I wanted to find out from you, Stephanie, to talk about the how you came to the Mystic Chamber. How did you find us, and what made you say yes?
Well, I've been lucky enough to be a business owner since 2006. I run a marketing and graphic and web design business, and as my daughter was aging, getting older, I was looking for some new challenges. I missed being part of a team. I felt rather isolated being in a home office. I have great clients. I'm so honored to have been chosen to represent them in so many different ways, but I was missing a part of myself. I was missing being part of a team and going somewhere where I was part of a community that I could help grow. And I'm passionate about history. I love Mystic. My first job out of college was in Mystic, and it came up as a little Indeed message in my email, and it spoke to me. I actually hadn't applied for anything else before then. I saw it spoke to me, and I was blessed enough to be chosen to represent the members of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and I work really hard at pushing that message out for you.
Yeah, she definitely works very hard. Like this woman works so hard. She's in her office and she's typing away. She's like doing task after task, like checking off her checklist. I'm so jealous.
I'm a checklist girl. Nice eye.
Well, I remember when you came. That was a position that we created. Yeah. It had been before folded into events management. Yeah, so that was a full-time position, and then making the marketing position just a job by itself was a decision, which I'm so glad we went with that, because that was one of the things that the Mystic Chamber needed was representation and true representation. And then with all this social media and with the digital landscape changing, you really need somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. Like, I'm a membership manager, so I never thought about doing all that, all that social media stuff. I still think of it that way. And my thing is relationships. So,
well, I like to share your relationships on social media. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Right?
Because you're out and about, and one of the things that I love is that we really make an effort to interact meaningfully with our members, and I love when you go and you visit, and I love going with you when we visit, and I love sharing that experience, whether it's through image or just representing that on social media and showing the great connections that we have with our members, and that we're always striving to put them first.
Yeah, we definitely want to put our members first, and that's what we do. We promote our members, we serve our members, and we do something else for them that's really awesome.
We promote, connect, and we serve.
We connect them, yeah. So not only do we connect with them, but we connect them with each other. So if you're new to town, for instance, you don't know anybody. This is how I first came to the Chamber of Commerce, is my dad, Greg Gilmartin. I'm going to let that sink in for a few minutes. Those of you that are watching, they'll be like, your dad is Greg Gilmartin? What? And then they're like, oh, I can kind of see
about town with the video camera.
Right, see the resemblance. And I'm like, okay, I love my dad, but he's like a 70-something-year-old man. And so the resemblance, I'm like, what? Anyway, so
It's the charm.
It's the charm. I came to visit him several times, and eventually my husband and I moved here. And he started bringing me to the Chamber of Commerce events, like networking events, business after hours, business before hours, introducing me as his daughter. At that time, I was working for him for his Mystic TV, mysticview.tv show. It's like a channel in the hotel rooms that is all over the East Coast, dedicated to Mystic. Yeah, so I was selling advertising for him. So I met a lot of people, and I found at these events, like I was saying before, that it created a business community. So there's, all of a sudden, I know a lawyer, and I know an accountant, and I know a real estate agent. Like, these are people that I would not have met.
All the people that could take you to court at any given time.
No, I don't know, why does that sound so appealing? But there was just a network of people that I met that I wouldn't have met in normal circumstances. And plus, the fact that we lived all the way in Waterford at the time, and so that was not my community, So that was in 2008 we showed up, and I got on the membership committee. And then in 2010, they asked me to be a salesperson by commission only. So I did that and started to sell the chamber memberships, and the girls started to include me in on the meetings and everything. That was Trisha Cunningham and
T2.
Trisha Walsh and Alexa. That's back in those days, for those of you that are remembering.
Now we just ask her questions we don't know the answers to.
Oh, yeah, right. Now I'm the one with institutional knowledge there. So finally the job became full-time. It's been 4 years now. So 4 years ago I've been there full-time. But it's been growing those relationships for 8 years. And seeing what's happened throughout Mystic. I'm really thrilled about what's been happening in Mystic downtown with the restaurants and Dan Miser and his investment and the Whalers Inn, Per, the new owner, and his investment, to see all that growth and to see
Hashtag See Mystic,
hashtag
SCI.
See Mystic. And then the growth of the Central Hall that's going up. We're going to be doing a
place is
ribbon cutting
amazing.
hopefully in May, further on in May. So anyway, that's my story. That's
I
how
love
I got
it.
here. I'm
Well-
passionate about it too. Like, I'm so glad to be a part of this particular organization because I feel like my skills fit right with that. Like, I like to talk to people, I love to help people, and I love to connect with people, and I feel you feel the same way.
Absolutely. So why don't we talk about all the ways that we can help our members?
Let's do that.
We can promote our members. We can start there if you'd like.
So, Stephanie, I think with marketing that you spend a lot of time promoting our members. What are some of the vehicles that we have for that?
We have some great vehicles. Last year we went through a bit of a metamorphosis with our website and transformed that to a Google site, which has definitely been successful for us. It's a clean, easy way for people to find us. It's also a great way for us to get our information, disseminate our information to our members. Some of the things on the website that you can take advantage of as a member are sending us our press releases, your press releases, and letting us get those on for you. That you'd find that in our member news page of our website. Also, the most visited page, generally speaking, is our events calendar. And there are many businesses, many members of ours that have events going on, and they're able to share through our calendar. They get login information from Kristin as our membership manager. They can go in and take control of that calendar and add their events, and we approve them. And
Now,
they go out
nonprofits
to,
really
yes.
enjoy that benefit because nonprofits sometimes don't have the energy or the digital wherewithal to get that event out to where they need to. So that's part of being a chamber member, is
Absolutely.
to get that benefit.
Right, and
So where does that go? So the calendar.
yeah, the calendar, I use that same calendar that we're hoping that our members put their events on to curate the events that go out into our weekly adventure event newsletters. They go out each Thursday. It covers 10 days of events from that Thursday through 2 weekends. So there's plenty of time to plan things and find the right event that's for you. And
I love that adventure that we chose, the
adventure in all directions.
In all directions. That was with Bill Smith. So we did that when you first came on board, the marketing
That was
campaign.
one of my very first marketing campaigns. And it really is, I think it encompasses what Mystic is all about. It's one big adventure. There's something for everybody. If it's a foodie adventure or a zipline adventure, which I was lucky enough to do through Foxwoods, which was a blast. It doesn't matter what you love to do. You can find a way. You can find something to do in Mystic that suits you.
So people sign up for the e-blast.
Yep, they sign up for the e-blast, and you can actually find a link in several places on our website to sign up for that. So, even if you don't have an event going on, you too can know what's going on in the area and either get yourself there or tell people about it.
That newsletter that you send out, that's made a big difference too of your graphic skills, to make it look like a really nice thing. So people scroll through it, and we do offer free advertising as well on that e-blast. Now, if you have an event that's adventure worthy, then we put it on the e-blast, but then there's another one that goes out.
There is. We have a member newsletter that is dedicated to our members that may or may not be in the tourism sector. So that goes out the first and third Mondays of each month, and it's a combination of news that's going on in our chamber, the events that we're putting on, and whatever else is going on with us. And then there's a community section which talks about different things going on, whether it is rerouting of Mystic traffic through a small neighborhood. It's going to be one way or not. Whatever's going on in the community, that's there. And then we have a section that's dedicated to just our members and them advertising their business, whatever they want to communicate to their potential clients. And
most people read this thing on their phones as well, so that's why it looks the way that it does, right?
It
so
does.
it's
Yeah,
mobile
mobily
friendly.
responsive, 640 by 320 are our graphics.
Write that down.
You can go and get
Write it
those.
down.
Write that down. But you can go to, there's actually a page on our website that talks about all the ways that you can promote your business through us, and find out what the specs are to get in our different graphics. And they are really a valuable part of, this is part of your membership investment. They're not free.
Right.
You've paid for them. We just want to offer our members a bevy of ways to communicate to the Mystic community what's going on with you. And so the Member Blast is perfect for that. If you don't have an event, that's your arena.
Right, and the website too, it's been fleshed out so much. It's very comprehensive, and it really always reflects what it is that we're talking about. So I can always say to people, just go to the website. So you're talking about the digital marketing, and that's all on the website. You can buy networking passport on the website.
You can.
And it's got.
You can join the chamber.
You can join the chamber on the website. It's got a lot of power to it. And that's another thing, is that the members get their listing on the website, mysticchamber.org. So maybe you've got, a lot of people are designing their own websites now. I mean, so much has changed even in just the last 10 years. But the power that the Mystic Chamber website has is part of the benefit of being a member.
Absolutely. And one of the terms that I like to use, or anybody in my industry, is search engine optimization. I'm always making sure that the images that I put up have the fortitude behind them to make sure that they're found. I'm making sure that it's always clean, that it's reflective, that homepage that people land on the next most times after the event calendar has a great segment of information for our members. There's member news in a section, so if you want to know those press releases that I mentioned to you, actually the headlines get put on that homepage. And same
so
with
then if you're searching,
and,
for instance, right, if I'm here and I'm like, what's going on at the Seaport, Mystic, and then maybe the press release that they just sent you would come up.
Yep.
And one of
So
the top
the
things.
last 5 to 7 press releases are always filtering through, but you can always go directly to that page and see older ones. We archive some of our older news just to keep it out, keep our members fresh.
Now, is this something based on, this is something that keeps the website fresh, so Google itself, which is turning into be like Big Brother or whatever, but they look at you and they say, oh, this website is fresh with content all the time?
It is. It's updated. It's a Google site, so that main search engine is actually looking at their own, a mirror of themselves,
so
really.
It's a quicker trip to...
It's a quicker trip to crawl through for them. They make it really easy for me to maintain and keep it clean and update it with all the cool stuff our members send us.
That's great. I'm so grateful that you're here to do that, because the comprehensiveness of the website is so important, and for us to just constantly launch things into the ether, and people say, I want to be publicized, and we're able to do that. We're able to reflect it with great numbers, and Stephanie can get you analytics, of course, too, for the e-blast as well, that we have a great open rate for that. Because I know sometimes people get their emails and like, oh, the chamber email, I get those, and sometimes I read them, but we do have actually a pretty good open rate.
We do. For a nonprofit, it's generally around 18 to 20%, and our average is 23 to 24% open. And our click rate, which is generally around 2 to 4%, we are often, I would say 75 to 80% of the time, in the 5 to 7 click-through range, and sometimes even more. It really depends on what the topics are in there, and what's, if there's big events going on that people want to know about.
Right.
That's one of the ways that you can find out.
And we also do a heavy social media, where you share social media with people. Yes.
Yes, we do. We have we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're just versioning with YouTube, but we're lifting that up. And I really try. My goal is always to come up with great content that's always focused on our member, always member driven, and I try to find creative ways to do that. Sometimes it's with like a Mystic bucket list. Everybody has a bucket list. What do you do with, what do you do in Mystic? What are the great things that you could check off your bucket list?
Right.
And it brings our members into it. It's where we showcase our events, our major events that are coming up. And it's where we have our member Mondays. We have featured members that get worked into that on member Mondays. So much going on there. So that's definitely a place too where you can find a lot about what's going on. If you can't make it to our site and you're very social driven,
Right.
look for us online, look for us in those platforms.
Now, the networking events are the first Tuesdays of every month. That's in the evenings, and then we have other Groton events. You can look on our website for that.
Fun times.
Fun times, absolutely. And our Welcome Center, visited, we had over 10,000 people serviced last year. So that was people from weddings and from the various places driving in, looking for directions, people calling up, asking for information. We send people information. We do relocation packets if people are planning to move there.
Look at that,
So there's a
Dave.
lot we do with the Welcome Center. John is one of our wonderful volunteers, and he shows people how to get around. People come into the Welcome Center, they're kind of lost. So as a member, you can have your brochures in the Welcome Center. You can make sure that you're well represented.
You can advertise
You
if
can
you
advertise,
so choose,
yep,
take up
if
some of
you
our
so
wall
choose.
space.
Absolutely. So we're really, really proud of that, and we're really thrilled to have our volunteers. We're open 7 days a week, May through October. So that's something to take advantage of as a member as well. And you know, like Stephanie said, once you pay the membership, then that's it all ends up getting included in that, and you can customize your membership as well. And we have a workshop coming up April 8th, which is a member benefits seminar. So if you want to
It's almost
learn
full, so jump
even
in
more
already.
about the Go Local program, the Youth Workforce Development program that we're doing. There's a lot of stuff that we weren't able to mention today. We'll probably have episode 2, but we
Yes.
wanted to keep you in suspense, so maybe you come to the April 8th seminar, and we have those every second Monday
Would
of the
just
month.
take up 1 hour of your time, and you will walk out of there with a great sense of what we're doing for you and how you can take advantage of those benefits. And don't forget, we're in the Mystic Irish Parade this Sunday. So you can come and see us. We're filling our goodie bags.
So we
Look
were
at there.
we were in
Look
the
at that
Mystic Irish Parade, because this
girl.
is airing after this, and it was fantastic. So we handed out a whole bunch of swag for all of our members. Some of our newer members, like the guy going into Central Hall, Fat Face, they handed out we got those Frisbees, and then we had the Yeti with us from, hopefully that actually happened, from Adventure Mystic, handing out koozies. So that's just a blast. It's a great community event, and a lot of businesses come together. But as a member, if you wanted to give out swag, there's other places where I do that too. I do that at the Big E. We do that at other expos. So the Mystic Chamber is, if you can't go to these specific events, usually the Mystic Chamber is going to be there. That's a picture of our e-blast. So that's an idea of what that looks like, where an ad, if you wanted to place that in there. So yeah,
That's Allie taking advantage of. We
that's-
went and saw her,
right.
the two of us, and got to see the place and her puppy dog there. It was
Exactly.
super
So
cute.
that's another thing. If you don't want to come to the benefits seminar,
We
we'll
come
come
to you.
visit you. Absolutely. And we're so pleased to have over 700 members at the Mystic Chamber, and to serve them. Now, we wanted to talk about serving the members. And so I was thinking about what we do all day. Oh, there's our crew. Look,
Oh, that was such a good time. The gala.
that was the gala. So we're at our offices, we're typing away, we're answering emails, we're answering the phones. People call up, say, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And we say yes with a full heart. We're very happy to be serving the Mystic area and the businesses that surround it. So Stephanie, what would you say would be your favorite benefit out of all the benefits that we have here?
Oh my goodness. I love, I would say that it's one of the easiest things you can do is be on our website. You know, you're already on there through our database when you become a member, but I say take advantage of the rest of it. Send me your press release. Tell me what's going on, and I will get it out there. I can get it onto social media. I can take that information from that website and branch off into all kinds of things. But right there between your events on your calendar and on our calendar and press releases and all those different ways to be on there. That's our foundation that we build from. So I say start there first.
All right. Yep, I like the networking events myself. I like to meet people face to face. I like to make connections, and I like people to call me and say, "Do you know who I should talk to in order
You're great at
to
that.
get the attention of the right person so I can get you past the gatekeeper if you are a salesperson?" And I'll know who to get you to. It's great to be a part of that community. It's great to be a part of the Mystic Chamber. And we thank you so much. Again, tune in April 8th. And thank you so much for being here, Stephanie.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
What a
It's an
blast.
exciting time for the chamber.
It is. Well, have a good evening, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.